7 Nightly News with Anne Fulwood.
Evacuations as Cyclone Justin heads towards Queensland. Losing patience with the federal government, young doctors walk out. And military service for teens considered as work for the dole. Good evening. Queensland tonight is preparing for the worst cyclone to hit in more than a decade. Cyclone Justin is still hundreds of kilometres off the coast, but already roads are flooded and people moved out of the path of the storm.
Evacuations continued tonight. Hundreds moved from yachts and islands as Cyclone Justin pounds the Queensland coast. On Hamilton Island, tourists will take home the holiday video they never expected. The resort island battered by huge seas and strong winds. From Mackay to Cairns, there's widespread flooding. Tonight, residents are out sandbagging. So far, the 130km/h winds expected in the Whitsundays remain at bay. Our Earthwatch computer shows the cyclone still 600 kilometres offshore. But the Weather Bureau says the worst is yet to come. Cyclone Justin is 4 times the size of Cyclone Tracy, and over the next 24 hours it's expected to move closer to the coast and intensify. Already it's strong enough to close ports off Mackay and force the United States Marines to cancel a mass landing at Shoalwater Bay. Overnight, the cyclone nearly claimed its first victims.
In danger of sinking and requires immediate assistance.
Canadian sailors Maggie and Robin Ansell were bobbing helplessly in the sea off Townsville before being winched from their sinking yacht.
When the water kept coming in and pouring in, we couldn't keep up with mopping it up, and we haven't slept for 2 days.
In huge seas and 100km/h winds, the rescue was described as more dangerous than that of Tony Bullimore. The crew have now been recommended for bravery awards. It's an experience Fiji's just been through. Cyclone Gavin hit the islands with winds of up to 240km/h, killing 8 people. 10 Fijian fishermen are still missing at sea. Thousands are homeless. Sonia Wilkes, 7 Nightly News.
New South Wales hospitals are in turmoil after thousands of young doctors walked off the wards. They're furious at the federal government for making changes to Medicare, with national action likely by the end of the week.
This is the final bid by junior doctors to stop the federal government an indefinite statewide strike.
We will not allow this government to trash the careers of Australia's junior doctors and medical students before they've even gotten off the ground.
All elective surgery has been cancelled and they have the support of senior doctors.
And let's be quite clear who's going to lose out by these changes. It's our patients.
It's all because hundreds of medical graduates will miss out on a Medicare provider number. That's a doctor's ticket to bulk bill. To get that authorisation, graduates must now study for an extra 4 years or serve 10 years as a country doctor.
And we've guaranteed them a job, we've guaranteed them training, so they will have a career. They may just have to do a bit of community service in getting that career.
Not surprisingly, the federal government has condemned the strike. The Prime Minister is adamant there'll be no back down. The legislation will not be changed.
Well, I can understand why the young doctors are unhappy with what we're doing, but as an industrial exercise, it really is very foolish and very hard to defend.
John Vors, 7 Nightly News.
Military service for young unemployed people is being considered by the federal government as part of the Work for the Dole scheme. The opposition has condemned the plan, claiming it won't create any real jobs. But late today, a show of anger at ALP support for another controversial project.
Rowdy Aboriginal heritage protesters shouted abuse at opposition MPs in Adelaide for a shadow ministers' meeting. The demonstrators are angry the Labor Party now supports the controversial Hindmarsh Island Bridge development. But opposition leader Mr Beasley did a spot of heckling himself, criticising suggestions the government's considering voluntary boot camp training in the army for the jobless.
There's no jobs in that particular proposition. All there is a pain in the neck for the military.
Prime Minister John Howard says the proposal will be considered.
It's just an option that we'll look at. It's not a central part of the Work for the Dole proposal.
But Employment Minister Amanda Vanstone was unaware of the plan. The would see unemployed 18 to 25-year-olds offered 6-week training courses supervised by the military.
To be honest, I have never seen such a proposal in any piece of paper that I've looked at.
Mr Howard will reveal further details of the work for the dole scheme after tomorrow's cabinet meeting in rural Victoria. In Canberra, Elise Mooney, 7 Nightly News.
The Victorian government is threatening to sue transport unions over the Grand Prix' estimated $10 million loss. Crowd numbers were well down during the 4-day event. The public transport strike is being blamed.
The Grand Prix glamour had quickly disappeared with the hectic job of moving on the world's biggest travelling show. As the drivers packed up and left Melbourne for their next Formula One, the fallout from the union's transport strike continued.
It's an absolute disgrace for them to do what they did in the eyes of the rest of the world.
Tram and train services are back to normal for the time being, but Jeff Kennett is not in a forgiving mood.
We will take them piece by piece. Grand Prix should be able to sue the pants off them.
The event expected to lose $10 million through strike action. He's commissioned his lawyers to look at suing transport unions. But as the Labour movement celebrated the 141st anniversary of its greatest achievement, no remorse.
We're not liable for those losses, and I think many of the losses would have been incurred in any case.
The Prime Minister has also chimed in, accusing union leaders of hypocrisy by accepting free Grand Prix tickets.
Then to sort of go there in a privileged position to view the event is the crowning hypocrisy. I hope they get heaps from their trade union mates.
Rob Sharp, 7 Nightly News.
There was an emergency at Canberra's Fairbairn RAAF base this afternoon as a $1 million Army helicopter crashed. The Squirrel helicopter was returning from a routine training mission when it landed heavily at the airport.
The aircraft has suffered significant damage. More importantly, the crew have not suffered any serious injuries.
All 4 crew members walked away from the wreckage. A former New South Wales primary school principal is facing 36 charges of sexual assault against his students. Police claim John Kennett attacked young boys both in the state system and at an exclusive Uniting Church school.
John Kennett was a highly respected teacher and primary school principal for more than 15 years. But today he appeared in court charged with sexually abusing 13 of his students. The court was told it began with Year 6 students at Orange Primary School, then continued for almost 9 years after he was made principal of Kinross Walleroy Boarding School. It's alleged he attacked children as young as 9, enticing them into his principal's office. One of his victims claims that when he was 10, Kennett regularly kissed and fondled him in a storeroom. It's alleged that after a 13-year-old boy was raped by Kennett, he was rewarded with a trip to McDonald's. The court was told Mr. Kennett took 2 boys aged 9 and 10 back to his family home to stay overnight. It's alleged he then sexually abused them in his bedroom while his wife was completely unaware in another room. He's also charged with assaulting a 14-year-old boy with a cane, bruising the boy's buttocks so badly he was treated by the school nurse. Mr. Kennett was asked to resign from Kinross in 1987. He's now a youth worker in Orange. Megan Miller, 7 Nightly News.
The relatives of a murdered family in Queensland are threatening to sue the Department of Family Services, saying the tragedy could have been avoided. The man who slaughtered his wife and her 3 children more than a year ago has been sentenced to life in jail.
Emotional scenes outside court today, family members overcome with grief and anger.
We should take what the US do and get back the death penalty.
When police entered this Murrumba Downs house in December 1995, they were completely unprepared for what they discovered: the decomposing bodies of a 31-year-old woman and her 3 young children. They'd been beaten to death with a hammer 5 days earlier. Amazingly, police found an 11-year-old girl alive amongst the carnage. She was dubbed the Miracle Girl. The murdered woman's de facto pleaded guilty to the 4 murders. He also pleaded guilty to raping and attempting to murder the surviving girl. All names have been suppressed to protect her identity. He was sentenced to 5 life terms in jail and 14 years for the rape. Disturbingly, there seemed to be a number of warnings that tragedy was inevitable. The court heard police made regular visits to the house investigating domestic violence.
The family collectively going to try and see if we can sue the department, because 3 children are dead when they shouldn't have been.
Colleen Daly, 7 Nightly News.
A plea for mercy from 2 women accused of killing an Australian nurse. Those details after the break. Also a family affair. Prince William brings his parents together.
There was a time when the only performance vehicles on the road had just 2 seats. That was then. This is now the new Chrysler Voyager. With a 3.3-litre V6 engine and car-like handling, it could be a luxury performance vehicle. Except it has dual sliding doors, 7 seats, and enough space to take a 2-seater performance vehicle along with you. Voyager, new from Chrysler. What's new in your world?
Ah, breakfast. I want something full of goodness. Whole grains. Something forbidden. Fruit, apricots, sultanas. Oh, just a few. Honey, honey.
It is low in fat and high in fibre.
Oh, just right.
It's the unique combination that makes Kellogg's just right. Just right.
Amen.
Oh, well, it is just right after all.
And the clock is ticking.
In 3 days, the invasion hits home.
Look out!
Now what do we do?
We gotta go, gotta go! Who's the man?
We gotta stop him!
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. Welcome to Earth. Independence Day. Buy it on video March 13th.
What do you think of the new act?
Have you seen the multifunction centre from Brother? It's multi-talented, just like you, Mick.
It's a fact.
Well spotted, dummy. And it's a laser printer, copier, scanner, PC fax. It even answers your calls.
Perfect for a one-man band then.
Introducing the multi-talented, multi-function centre from Brother.
8:30 Wednesday. Could a patient's addiction
20 milligrams of morphine.
end Diane's chances of becoming a doctor?
So you're gonna quit?
As a mother clings to her last hope
I can't live like this, Tommy.
in the all-new Chicago Hope. And a new arrival
You may be great looking, but you got a lousy sense of humor.
with his own way of doing things.
I think somebody like you would have someone like me? You just met me. How would you know?
Mark Harmon joins TV's finest cast in Chicago Hope. 8:30 Wednesday on 7.
In Melbourne, houses in the outer northern suburbs were threatened late today when fires raced through tinder-dry grassland. More than 60 firefighters had to battle 3 blazes, the most serious at Gisborne South. Fanned by strong winds, the flames came within metres of several homes, but they were saved by frantic efforts on the part of local residents. A water chopper was called into the fight as well, and the fires then were quickly brought under control. The Australian family of a nurse murdered in Saudi Arabia last December is now being urged to save her killers from the executioner. 2 English women are accused of murdering Yvonne Guildford. Their lives are now at the mercy of Yvonne's brother.
Asking the murder victim's family to waive the death penalty even before the trial date has been set is considered an unusual and risky defence tactic. If the Guildfords can be persuaded and Lucille McLaughlin and Deborah Parry are subsequently found guilty, it might save their lives. Otherwise, the pair could be publicly beheaded.
The fate of any accused person for murder in Islam is really in the hand of the family of the victim.
The plea suggests removing the threat of capital punishment to let everyone concentrate on facts. But it'll take a change of heart on the part of the Guildford family at Jamestown. This is what brother Frank had to say in December last year about how he'd react to any pleas for mercy from the parents of the accused.
I'd still go for the maximum penalty, and if that means execution, well, fair enough. All I can say is to them is how would they feel.
The Guildfords won't comment today. They're waiting to speak to their lawyer. Karen Little, 7 Nightly News.
A plane has been hijacked and forced to land in China tonight by an unemployed Taiwanese journalist seeking political asylum. Officials say the man doused himself in petrol and then threatened to set himself on fire. The Far East Transport airliner, carrying 150 passengers and 6 crew, landed safely and the man has been taken into custody. Tensions in the tiny Balkan nation of Albania have eased tonight, with the President, Sali Berisha, achieving a political breakthrough. In a bid to stop the onset of civil war, Berisha has formed a coalition government and agreed to hold early elections.
It's a great moment, not for the political class, but for all our people.
Rebels in the south are celebrating. They have 1 week to put down their weapons in the general amnesty. There remains no assurance, though, of a peaceful end to the crisis. There was a rare show of unity today as the Prince and Princess of Wales joined their son for his confirmation. 4 generations of the royal family saw Prince William complete his induction into the Church of England.
One big happy family. Charles and Diana share a car to arrive together at Windsor Castle. This was where 14-year-old Prince William affirmed his membership of the church he'll one day swear to defend as king. His godparents were there, led by the former King Constantine of Greece. The service was conducted at St Gregory's Chapel, deep within the castle walls. Well-wishers outside could only speculate as to what it all meant.
Very good for him to see his 2 parents, having both his parents present.
I think it's very special for him.
A break with tradition in who took the service. This man was chosen, the Bishop of London, Reverend Richard Chartres. For hundreds of years, the job's been done by the most senior member of the Church of England, the Archbishop of Canterbury, but he's said to be out of favour with Prince Charles. Also noticeably absent, Tiggy Leg Burke, the woman who's partly brought up Prince William and organised this event. But Diana is believed to have demanded that she stay away. Today has been tinged with both royal and church politics, but then such events are all about preparing Prince William for his life as head of both institutions. At Windsor Castle, Tim Stott, 7 Nightly News.
Now let's look at local finance news and a shock in the retailing world tonight. The chief executive of David Jones, Chris Tideman, has suddenly quit and is reportedly returning to the UK. The resignation follows a worse than expected profit performance and comes amid investor concern about the direction of the group. And the Australian share market followed the lead of Wall Street today. The All Ordinaries picked up 23 points. The Dow on Friday was up 56. Building stocks were up. Boral rose 7. CSR was up 14. Banks were stronger. NAB picked up 23. Coles Myer in retailing reached an all-time high of $6. Woolworths was up 10 cents. Blue chip CRA up 22. The dollar tonight 78.6 US, 49.25 against the pound. The US dollar at 170.88 marks. Gold at 350 even. The FT100 up 19. The Hang Seng fell 69 today. What are our federal politicians really worth? Well, a lot if you add up their pay packet and their entitlements. While the focus of attention has been on the alleged rorts by Senator Mal Colston, most MPs are keeping quiet about their own spending. Jeff Bruce has been adding up what it costs to run a federal politician.
Independent MP Peter Andren arrived in Canberra less than a year ago. Already he sympathises with voters' resentment against politicians.
The sort of abuse that we're going to cop from the public because they perceive it as a rort when some people are trying to live on as little as $150 a week.
Federal MPs earn more than $80,000 a year, plus an electoral allowance of $26,000. Party leaders, deputies and cabinet ministers get as much as $60,000 more, but the rest don't miss out. There are 27 parliamentary committees. This is just a selection of the allowances for the various chairmen. Most backbenchers have no trouble making at least $100,000 a year. On top of that, they get $145 for every night in Canberra. They can spend that however they want.
If I want to live in a tent, a caravan, or in the Taj Mahal, it's up to me.
And they're allowed to pocket whatever's left over. All that before they even step outside Parliament. Once our MPs leave this building, the really good perks start to kick in. Whether they're at home, in the electorate or overseas, chances are we, the taxpayers, are picking up a pretty sizable bill. Every one of the 220-odd MPs is entitled to this list of goodies. If they spend long enough in Canberra, they get enormous superannuation plus a free travel pass.
Most long-term politicians get on a plane for overseas the way other people go to the corner shop.
There are suggestions we should copy the American system, where congressmen simply get a lump sum.
This covers your office expenses, your staff expenses, your travel expenses and so on, and you should spend it as you see fit and appropriate.
The government is reviewing the allowance system. Any changes should be announced in May. In Canberra, Jeff Bruce, 7 Nightly News.
Steve Elkington celebrates a new baby with a new title. That's coming up in sport. Also, the Sharks make it 2 in a row.
Channel 7's brand new footy show needs you. The Footy Club will be recorded every Sunday at our Tuart Hill studios. To be in the audience, ring 0055 33779. Seats are limited. Ring now.
A strong safety cage, ABS brakes, driver's SRS airbag, independent multi-link rear suspension, the new Magna Advance. Safer in testing conditions.
The Ram's Better Home Loan is so flexible, you can switch from our variable interest rate to a fixed rate any time you like. And you can have 1 year's free family protection insurance and 1 year's free home insurance. Now, isn't that an even better home loan? Rams, registered Australian mortgage securities. You will do better at Rams Home Loans. 1800 069 070.
Little Nerida always had a knack for conserving energy, a skill she uses today in her job for Western Power, helping to put together tips for using less electricity in the Smart Families Guide. It's full of practical hints on saving power and saving money. Helping you to save electricity. It's just one of the ways we're getting better.
We gave the finest automobile in the world driver and passenger airbags, front and rear crumple zones, a steel-reinforced cabin. And then we looked at safety from another angle. The 1997 LS400. See your Lexus dealer where value surrounds you on all sides.
Now to news in sport, and in Monday night Super League, Cronulla remain undefeated after their 2 matches. Tonight the Sharks scored a nail-biting 13-12 win over the Canterbury Bulldogs.
Monday night Super League drew 14,400 to Belmore, but they didn't come to see this.
Davidson, did he have a look?
4 minutes in, a free kick that didn't make touch. It was punished by Solomon Humanu. Sheer force, 6-0.
Formerly from Manly. He's gone right through. What a try!
Halligan's boot made it 8-0, but in the 21st minute, a thief in the night. Matt Rogers stole a Halligan carry. Davidson was the accomplice.
Davidson!
2 minutes later, Cronulla had turned fortunate, using their numbers outside to take the lead.
He's over!
There was doubt over the McKenna try. Some thought it was a double movement. A second-half field goal, though, would be the decider. Cronulla winners 13 to Canterbury's 12. Farron Hotham, 7 Nightly News.
The racehorse Octagonal stunned the big crowd at Flemington today, staging a barnstorming run from last to first in the $1 Million Australian Cup. Sydney jockey Shane Dye took Octagonal to the extreme outside in the final few hundred metres to defeat Gold City and the favourite, Juggler.
It's Juggler a neck in front. Octagonal trying to lift. Gold City back on the fence. Octagonal, Juggler and Gold City down to the line. Octagonal!
Gee, what a run. Octagonal will only race one more time before retiring, and that's at Rose Hill in Sydney later this month. Nice farewell to Melbourne, that one. Australia's Steve Elkington has fought off a strong field to win the $2.3 million Doral Open in Miami. Elkington's 2-stroke victory was his first in the US since 1995. 3-time winner Greg Norman finished 7 shots off the pace.
The Australian was using borrowed clubs after his favourites went missing. On the back 9, he had some anxious moments. Going from bunker to bunker on 14, and 2 bogeys certainly had the heart pumping. Last year, Greg Norman won the Doral, and despite the odd flash of genius today, the Shark finished 7 shots off the pace. Elkington steadied with a cool approach to the last and managed to cheerio to wife and newborn baby son Sam.
He was aiming. I'll be home soon. I love you.
A winner's cheque of over $400,000.
Very easy. Good night. Steve Elkington.
Continuing Australia's stunning success overnight, the Williamstown scud Mark Philippoussis claimed his second singles title, beating American veteran Richie Renneberg in the final of the ATP tournament in Arizona. The straight sets win earning him over $50,000. And a silver medal for Victoria's Emma George at the World Indoor Athletic Titles in Paris. American Stacey Dragila won gold, equalling Emma's world indoor record, clearing 4 metres 40. Jim Wilson, 7 Nightly News.
We've got the weather details coming up next, and then, young again, Cliff hits the road.
Ford Laser is back with a new face, a spirited combination of performance and style. And sophistication has a new face in Ford Mondeo, a car that delivers the perfect balance of grace and precision. And just to keep you smiling, both cars come with a new 3-year, 100,000-kilometre bumper-to-bumper warranty. The new faces of Ford.
Colonial is one of Australasia's most diverse financial services networks. Across Australia, Colonial State Bank is bringing fresh new financial solutions to over 800,000 customers. Internationally, Colonial Investments has offices in key markets, making it one of our region's biggest investment houses. In Asia, Colonial is rapidly expanding with over 140 offices in 8 countries. And at home, Colonial looks after superannuation for over 2 million people. The Colonial Financial Planning Network, backed by Colonial Banking, Investments, Insurance and Superannuation, is helping people around the world secure their financial futures. Colonial is one of Australasia's most diverse financial services networks.
A starry night, magical music, and Easter Sunday you'll never forget. Bank West proudly presents the West Australian Symphony Orchestra, together with Channel 7 stars Lisa McCune from Blue Healers and Belinda Emmett from Home and Away. Enjoy popular classics in the magnificent setting of the Kings Park Botanic Gardens. Bring a blanket, but please no chairs. Tickets just $10 from Red Tickets. Bank West presents the West Australian Symphony Orchestra, Easter Sunday in Kings Park.
Gonna leave my troubles behind me.
With the advanced rubber compound and unique tread of the Bridgestone RE92 under you, you don't have to worry about what's ahead.
That RE92 Freedom Road.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Announcing the Charade Triple Treat Sale. TE 12,990 drive away. CSP 16,490 drive away. TS 13,990 drive away. See your Daihatsu dealer today.
Choice is a wonderful thing.
Now let's have a look at the weather outlook, and the satellite shows that Tropical Cyclone Justin stretches right across the far north of Australia. In the south, patchy low cloud covers parts of the coast with frontal cloud in the bight, but it's generally clear. A high pressure continues to influence the weather across New South Wales, and further north you can see there's Cyclone Justin moving toward the Queensland coast. Look out. Well, there's rain in Cairns and 30, and in Townsville as well with 30. Rockhampton pretty clear, Bundaberg and Brisbane both raining, 27 for Brisbane. Tamworth a fine, 29, Sydney mostly fine and 25, bit of rain about for Newcastle though, Wagga 29 and fine, and Canberra top of 25 and fine. Across Victoria, generally a very nice day, sunny and 31 for Mildura, 28 for Horsham, 12 and Melbourne 27, Hobart a top of 18 and fine. To South Australia, Whyalla and Adelaide 23, 22, very nice, Kalgoorlie a bit stormy and 28, Perth a fine 29 and Alice Springs 33. And finally, it seems you can't hold this old man down. 75-year-old shuffling legend Cliffy Young is keeping up the pace. 14 years ago he won an ultra-marathon, and this time he's raising money for disadvantaged children. 1 week into his campaign to shuffle 13,500 kilometres around Australia, Cliffy is already suffering from sunburn and blisters. But he is determined, he says. He's near Ceduna in South Australia and says he's prepared for another 8.5 months on the road. And good luck, Cliffy. That's the latest from the 7 Newsroom. Our next national bulletin, sunrise at 6 in the morning. I'm Anne Fulwood. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
This program proudly brought to you by the new Voyager from Chrysler.
WA's hottest new property. Glory Days, 11 o'clock Tuesdays, only on 7.